Good evening, Mr. Warnapura. We continue the discussion which we were having the last 2 weeks. Let me start off with the 1975, the first World Cup in England. You like to share your experiences with us?
We could recollect. We were sent for training, or we trained at Radal. We were sent because of the cold climate, and we were clueless about the conditions in England because we had never been there. And then we were told that it's going to be cold, it's going to be moving, the ball is going to be moving, and it's going to be raining all the time. And if it's a good summer, you're lucky, but if not, then you're going to struggle throughout. And our main problem was, what kind of warm clothing you need when you're playing. So, and ultimately, we had to wear about two sweaters, and it looked so bulky, and we were not used to it. But then these are things that we went through, and then the way you speak, way you behave in England, you have to be quite careful. So we had to be extra careful in what we did in England. And then we went a little early. I must say the boat did not have much money. We were put up in a Sri Lankan hostel, which had a lot of shortcomings. But the whole idea of playing the World Cup, because then we were invited to go to the Buckingham Palace as a national team. So we went there. Met the Queen and the whole family, and it was something totally unexpected, unbelievable. We played few matches, yes. We struggled, yes. But suddenly the team had quite a lot of senior players. Michael was there, Anu Tenakun was there, HSMP, the whole lot, David Hines, that part was there. So they of course had been there. So we were watching them and learning quite a lot of things. But the match against Australia was the thing which gave us a lot of praise. Even though we lost the match, we did fairly well, and that was the first tour that and people in the world got to know there's a country, Sri Lanka, called Ceylon at that time. Yes, they were good in cricket, and then they had the future. That was 75 tour, and then on that tour we went from there to Holland by coach. By ferry, and then we went to Germany and came back. So it was a quite long tour, but then I think that gave us quite a huge exposure to those conditions. That was 75 years.
How was it that facing Dennis Lillee and Jeff Thompson and you would have opened?
I didn't open batting. It was Sunil and Ranjit who opened batting. I went number 3. I went number 3 because I was not initially picked to play in that squad, but then something happened to David Hine, on discipline action he was removed. And I was asked to play in that match. So I went at number 3. And by the time I went in there, Sunil and Ranjit has taken the full, blunt of the fast bowling of Dennis Lillee and Thompson. I faced about 1 over each. But I remember the first ball when facing Dennis Thompson. We were now typical in Sri Lanka. You don't have that kind of fast bowlers. And then you're taking it easy, waiting to play on the front foot. But suddenly you say, before I could take my front foot forward, the ball had gone past my head. That was so quick, and we, because we didn't know the action. Though today you have the TV where you can watch the players in action, you can be ready, you know what type of bowlers they are, but then those days there were no facility like that. So the first ball went past Zoom, then I knew that there's no way that I could play him on the front foot. So it was before the ball was delivered, we were on our back foot and played. The wickets were good, I must say. And then, we enjoyed it. I think I got 31 runs in 30 balls. I got out stumped for Mallet because I had the opportunity of getting the medium fast bowler. Lillee Thompson was out because they had to bowl their 5-6 overs and stop. The others came in medium pace and spinners, so I managed to score those runs. But don't forget, I must say that those days it was 60 overs. There were no restrictions of bouncers, and there were no helmets.
So playing under very tough conditions, that's why you're capable of handling tough situations, Mr. Warnapura. Let's get on to the very special captaincy of the inaugural test match, a special day. Would you like to share your memories and experiences of that match with us?
Yeah, I think we were fortunate at that time. We got ICC status 1 year before. And then while we were in England, and Mr. Amitha Abeynaike came in as the new president. Fortunately, we had him at that post because there were few problems, I must say, as to why we could not get IC status. I think the cricket part was okay. We were quite good in our game of cricket, but then other facilities. And there was another thing, I'm like when a foreign team comes to your country, you have to pay a guarantee fee of about 60,000 US dollars. I mean, imagine 60,000 US dollars in 1980s. Nobody could believe that we could pay. The Amitha Abeynaike, being a senior cabinet minister and very close to the government, he went to that meeting, and then when this came up, he said, no, as the government of Sri Lanka assures you that we will pay that guarantee money. That was the only way ICC could have blocked us at that state, not giving us ICC status. We have fulfilled all the other requirements. So Gamini Dissanayake being there and making that assurance, we got the ICC status. So majority of our praise and thanks should go to Gamini Dissanayake, at that this thing of saying that part. When you came back the whole thing, and then the first test match, yes, we were for the first time put in a hostel, which was called Kobbakadu Agricultural Academy or whatever it is. For the first time we got transport. For the first time we were getting an allowance for local matches, 150 rupees a day. And we were given all the meals. And for the first time we went to the Oval in a coach, like the foreign team, because earlier before that we never got this time. We used to go by taxi or in our own cars. Sometimes get down at the Warnapura junction and maybe wait for another friend's car to go in there, while the foreign team was going in a air-conditioned luxury vehicle waving at us. I mean, that's how the whole thing started. So this is the first time that we got this kind of opportunity, and the picking on the team was a bit difficult thing, because we had 12 players lined up, and the last position was between Anugan Singh and Lalit Kalupeguma. A lot of people think it was between Anugan Singh and Arjuna. No, Arjuna, when he scored that 15 candy, he was in the 10. So last place became between these two. Both were Bloomfielders, both were Nalandians, and I was the captain. So the tough decision was in the morning of the match. I had to check the wicket with the chairman of the selection committee came to Pega. We had to decide who's going to play. So we came back and we said that Lalit is going to play, because we were going with a spin attack, not with a senior. And then we had only one fast bowler, Ashanta Dimel. And everybody Anu was a bit sad, we know that. And he was disappointed, it's obvious. But some of them we didn't have a coach. The coaching, the three coaches we had, they never, we had difficulties with them. And then they never came for the test match. And then the seniors, Dulip Mendis, myself, Lalit Kalupeguma, Ajit, Roy Dias, Ashanta Dimel, we planned, we managed, and we did everything on our own. And then the first 3 days we were leading, and the end of the fourth day we lost the match. So I think that was the sad part of it. So we also finished the game in 4 days' time. We were paid only for 4 days, not for 5 days. We finished the match in 4 days' time. So those are the good things. And I must tell you frankly, the whole idea we had was to show the world that Sri Lanka, when you got ICC status, that Sri Lanka cricket, or the cricket in Sri Lanka, or as a country, a cricketing playing nation, that we were good enough to receive the ICC status, and we are good enough to maintain it. I think even up to now, today when you're talking, no country has accused us of saying that. So yeah, today we are a bit down at the moment, but then for many, many years, up to that point, we were okay. And that Bangladesh, when he got the ICC status, a lot of people said that they were not good enough to play in the test series. And then, they had that accusation, but it took them about 5, 7, 8 years, I think, to come out of that. But we never had that accusation. So we were quite happy as the players and the captain that, yes, we maintained that.
So great statesman, great sporting statesman led by Mr. Warnapura. So we will take a break for today and we will continue next Saturday. Good evening, Mr. Warnapura. We are continuing the discussion we started a few weeks ago. Let me get back again onto that first test match. How was it facing Bob Willis and Ian Botham against England?
We won the toss. Now, normally the trend those days is if you're a captain, if you're a batting captain, if you're going to play the first ball, and the wicket is a bit damp in the morning, early morning, you normally don't bat. You put the other side into bat. But then we decided that no, we are going to bat, and we batted. And I knew that I had to face the first ball. My whole this thing was, I thought that if I get out in the first ball, I'll be finished. So as you see that it was outside the off stumps, I used my pad for the first ball, and then I managed to escape that first ball without getting out. The next one was getting the first run, so which I got the first run through the slips. So again I'm saying that I didn't realize it till late that I was the captain of the first test team. I opened batting. I scored the first run. I faced the first ball. I was the opening bowler also because we didn't have opening bowler. I mean, all these things at that stage I didn't realize much. But later on, looking back, oh my God! I mean, only thing which I didn't do was keep wickets. And it so happened. I mean, nobody even blamed. Look, you the captain, you do all these things on your own, that kind of thing. But I think it came to say that everybody accepted, yes. I mean, these things had to happen, so it happened. But I must say one thing, after talk about the first test match, when we got first time, I told about Amitha Abeynaike also the previous week. But one thing I must tell you, there are so many cricketers who played for nothing for this country before us, who didn't get a single cent, who never got any facilities. If they did not play those years, if they did not sacrifice their time and energy and all those things with such difficulty, we wouldn't have had the game of cricket for us to play or get the status. So we got to look back and thank them so deeply for everything what they have done to keep this game going. People like Michael Tissera, Sahabandus, H.K. Fernandes, FCD Serums, PIP Research, Ranjit Fernandes, Abu Ford, the whole lot, Tennacones, all those people, if they did not continue with this game, even though they did not love that game so much, they never got anything back. We must thank them at this stage, especially those people and the administrators. People like a person like Robert Naik, who was the president for SLCL, BCCSL. He was the president for 18 years. Nobody could contest, nobody wanted to contest because there was no money. But today the story is different. Today, I mean, you get 2 presidents a year. With that, all the comments. So I think these are the people, the secretaries who contributed. And I must thank them. And we must be grateful to them for keeping that game going.
That's right. I think we must be really grateful because, as you said, if not for them, we wouldn't have been able to field such good teams over the years. And also that record, Mr. Warnapura, that you hold the first ball, the first run, bowl the first ball also. So that's...
No, I didn't bowl. Ashanta bowled the first ball.
First ball, it was the first run and opening batting and captaining. So that's a record that nobody will ever be able to break. Let's continue with the discussion. Since retirement, your involvement with Sri Lanka cricket in administration, coaching and other forms. Can you share something with our listeners?
Yeah, I came to administration after going through a 9-year ban for being going to South Africa and captaining that team. We went in 1982, and we were suspended for a period of 25 years. So we were banned for 25 years. The suspension came up. Again, Mr. Amitha Abeynaike came for the inquiry and said, look here, I feel that they have served enough now. You can remove it. But then they removed the suspension on the others after 8 years. But since I was the captain, they kept me for another 1 year. So I came back. I played for Bloomfield 1 year. And then I retired, I gave up because, I thought that it's time to give somebody else a chance. Then got involved in the board of control, yes, as the manager coaching. After about 3-4 years, I had to leave because the contract finished. Then I was taken back again as the director of cricket operations. Even though the ban was there to keep us away completely from all areas of sports, but I came back and I served the board. I served the board, and I'm proud to say that, I enjoyed working. I didn't work for individuals. I worked for the game of cricket. And I worked under so many presidents, the chairmen of interim committees, but then I didn't work for any individual. I must say that. Even today, even if I go back, I'm not going to work for any individuals. I'm going to work for the development of the game. I mean, the game has given me everything, not the individuals. So I got to give something back, which I did. While working for the board of control, I must say that I took the leadership in developing the cricket ground at Pallekele. I don't think there any cricketer or any captain who had done that part without any extra charge. I used to go during the weekend, work there and come back. I was not there for the opening because just before we finished, I was invited to work for the Asian Cricket Council. And the department ran well. I think even today I can go back and nobody will say, look here, no, I did not do, I didn't do the right thing. I did always do the right thing. And I will always do the right thing.
So that's a great give back by Mr. Warnapura, who has given so much to the Sri Lanka cricket. Even after retirements, we must appreciate it and value it. So we will call it off for today, this discussion, and we'll continue next Saturday. Good evening, Mr. Warnapura. We continue the discussion with you, which we started a few weeks ago. What would be your most memorable moment in your cricketing career, or moments?
First thing is in school, the first match I played for the first 11 team as a 14-year-old. It was against Prince of Wales, which I scored 100. That was the first instance I played, so that's a memorable thing. Then again, the record-breaking innings at Anand Nalanda in 1972. There were so many other incidents, but those two things stand up above anything else. Bloomfield is the thing that, when we started, as you know, Bloomfield was a poor man's club, we called it. And we moved from Campbell Park we didn't have a ground at that time because they had taken over. They went to the health grounds for a couple of years. There was no headquarters as such, but then Shelley Wickramasinghe, who was the father of Bloomfield, took over and we built that ground at the racecourse. So it was thanks to Shelley who, we got all these things. And we call him the father of Bloomfield. And we started winning in the Premier Division 1. The only club which gave a fight to SSC, NCC, CCC and the top clubs was Bloomfield. And we were leading for a period of 6 years, 7 years, yes we were. And people used to be scared to play against us because we had a fantastic team playing. As a team we played well. And we also had this thing of every year, every match, a senior player got to leave, not to play in that match, to give a chance to a junior. And there were so many schoolboys who did well, who came and played that one particular match for Bloomfield because they got that opportunity. One of them was Oshan Mahanama, who came and played when he was 15. So those are the policies we had. There were so many cricketers who came and joined Bloomfield from other clubs because they were not getting a fair chance in other clubs. They came because they knew that they were getting a fair chance. So the life at Bloomfield stands out completely. We were fair, we were good, we were the leader, we were all equal. Shelley was there, we didn't have much facilities and all those things. But then that life, gave us every training that we wanted to be a fair person and a good cricketer.
So very high standards maintained by Mr. Warnapura and his colleagues at Bloomfield.
Yes, definitely.
Any regrets or disappointments in your cricketing career that you have?
Yes, I told you that we went to South Africa at that time because we were mainly against an individual who was bullying us from the border control. You get those kind of people now and then. The whole idea is that when you're being cornered as a captain and then you know that your days are numbered, then you could do something. And then we were, as I said before, we were not earning more than 250, 300 rupees a day. And there was no way of building a house or getting a car until you start working somewhere. I was fortunate that I was working with Ceylon Tobacco, and they gave me a certain amount of facilities to do that part. So I shouldn't have gone on that tour. I regret going. I shouldn't have gone because the amount of pressure which my family got, and then the people who were close to me had to suffer. I shouldn't have gone there. I totally regret going there now.
Let's get on to some personal chat about yourself and your family and your two children who played for Nalanda. Can you elaborate on that for our listeners?
Yeah, I married after about, quoting after about 8 years. We had problems going up and down. And yes, we got married. And we got 3 kids. Eldest is a daughter who was born the day after I came back from England in 1982 after receiving ICC status. the whole lot whom I knew, and a lot of people said, Bandula, why don't you name your daughter as ICC? I said, no, I mean, later on, I mean, she's not a cricketer, isn't it? So that can create a lot of problems later on. I mean, once you name them, you can't take it out. So I said no, and I named the name that I given. And they had 2 sons. And I mean, I mean, what else you can do? I mean, father is a cricketer. I had my own private school going at that time. They used to come there. They used to start training. Everything was football. Everything was cricket and cricket and cricket. And when I put up a little concrete wicket at home for them to practice, and they came and they ultimately ended up as captains of Nalanda, and father and 2 sons captain Nalanda. It's a record at the moment. My eldest son is not that gifted, even though he's captain. He's in Dubai at the moment. And my youngest son is still in the development squad. He played in this recent tournament. And he's good. I mean, he doesn't need much of a, not like the eldest son. My daughter is a teacher. He's teaching at Visakha Vidyalaya. And we have, shall I say, 4.5 grandkids at the moment. The half one will come in a couple of months' time. There's only 1 grandson, 2 granddaughters, and now after being retired from the game of cricket, working for ACC in Malaysia, working for ICC in Dubai, I come back. And it's mainly now babysitting, looking after grandkids.
So happy and a blessed Mr. Warnapura, happy with his own family. Also on a personal note, I think we have one of your relations at SLBC. Your cooking skills, I was asked to just have a small chat about that. Because we probably will get the next order from SLBC.
No, I'm not catering actually. I'm not doing it for money. I love it. My hobby is cooking. People have come when I was in Malaysia. I had my own apartment given by them. Wife could not come because of the kids and the grandkids. So used to come on vacation only when the school holidays were on. And then there are a lot of people. I mean, the coach I had in school, junior coach was Mr. Nelson Mendes, whom I'm ever grateful for handling me at junior level, and Jerry Gunaratna, who was not living at that state, but I invited Mr. Nelson Mendes to come and stay with me. Came, and the colleague that you have in your SLBC, Upali Harambela, I got to know. I didn't know when I was courting my wife at that time. We were going back to 1972. But 75 World Cup, yes, they were living in England, and he came and met me, and ultimately we became friends, good friends. He helped me a lot on many occasions. The cooking part came automatically because I was in Holland after 1975 World Cup. I got a contract to play in Holland. 75 in England, and of course there I didn't get a chance of cooking much because I was living with the family. But then in 1983-84, after going to South Africa, getting banned, I was invited by Holland to play, and I had for 3 years, every 6 months, I used to go there, and I used to live on my own. And there were the Indian grocery stores downstairs, and quietly I started, cooking what I wanted. So a lot of people have taken me, especially in Malaysia. They used to come for my meals, the crab curry and the pork curry and all that. That went down well.
A great skill by Mr. Warnapura. Also, your driving experience in London. On a lighter note, would you like to share?
I think Upali would have told you that part. I mean, he had a vehicle called Singer vehicle. I don't know what type of vehicle it was. And I said, look here, Upali, why don't you let me drive for short distance? In Sri Lanka, we don't abide by the rules. When you go to a main road, you are supposed to look left and right, and left and right, and then see whether there is no traffic. Only you are supposed to put. And typical Sri Lankan style, I came to a junction in his car, and I looked left, looked right. Then there was a vehicle coming far away, and I'm sure that in London they would have been driving at about 100 kilometers per hour. In Sri Lanka, it's only about 40 or 50. So without realizing, I put to the main road. That car came at speed, and he went bang the light post, the rubbish bins and all those things, and when I immediately put a U-turn, left turn, and stopped the car and gave the vehicle back to Upali to drive. I mean, that was the first time I do, and those days. So thanks to Upali. Upali managed some more than.
So those were thoughts on a lighter note. let's get back to cricket. What is your advice to a budding cricketer? How should he work to play for Sri Lanka?
Oh, I mean, first thing, you got to have certain amount of luck, I must say that. During our time, our parents, yes, my father used to come and watch matches, but my mother didn't know because we had 6 kids, including me. So, and she didn't have time to come and watch matches because, there are another 5 kids to look after. Out of that, my elder brothers were at Ananda, we were together, but then there were 3 sisters. And the mother didn't know head or tail about the game of cricket. And father, being a doctor, he used to come and watch playing. He never came to the dressing room, he used to watch from away. There was no influence coming in from the parents. One thing, it was not tolerated by the coaches, and we didn't like it. As players, we didn't want them to come. And then the parents also didn't want that to happen. Today what happens is, normally there's only 1 or 2 kids in the family, and the parents want the kid only to play cricket. I told you earlier in one of the interviews that we played all sports. Now at Nalanda, I played basketball, I captained the basketball team, I played soccer, I played in the first rugby team, we did athletics. But today, how many kids are doing all these things? Because all the other sports are helping you to be a better sportsman. It will help you to be a better cricketer. So the parents don't interfere. Parents don't, never came and said, look here, you must, in the team, you are the only person who should bat, who should get runs. You are the only boy who should get wickets. And the coach should give you all the opportunity. No, give a fair opportunity, give a fair chance. And we were built as a, these are team game. Play as a team. You are part of that. Do your share and be happy. If a team wins, even if you have failed, be happy. But today it has gone away from that. So these are things. You must have your little bit of luck. You must be disciplined. Right? You must be serious about your game. You must be a team player. And play hard. Train hard. Training will get you a place. Not just being there because you have a name, you have, your father is having money or your father is influential, all those things. No. You got to perform. Get the chance, perform. Take that chance. But think first discipline.
So good food for thought for young budding cricketers. Let me get on to the 2019 World Cup. Mr. Warnapura, what are our chances? What should be our game plan?
Game plan, of course, there are so many game plans we have seen, but nothing has worked. But then we are struggling at the moment of finding the 14 players or the 11 players who should go on that tour. I think in a couple of days' time they are going to have a provincial tournament to pick that squad. It's sad. By now we should have had that things going because we need about at least 1 year before the World Cup to get ready. We have a team which has won the World Cup. We have a team which has played in the finals for about 4 times, 5 times. We have a best, we call it those days, we call the best school structure in the world. We have under 23 development squad, which didn't play last year, the under 23 tournament, which was sad. We have a A team going, we have a development team going, and we can't find replacements for the national team. No opening batsman, struggling. No opening bowler, struggling. No number 3 batsman, we are struggling. Sri Lanka will always have talent. There are plenty of talent in these places. Sri Lanka is one of the best places for that. But where is it developed? Nothing. So people who are responsible got to take that part. So at the moment we are struggling at the moment. Hopefully if we can play in the second round or the final round, the World Cup, we should be happy. But at the moment it looks very, very bleak.
So that was Mr. Bandula Warnapura, cricketing legend, speaking to us from the SLBC studio. So thank you very much, Mr. Warnapura, coming and speaking to us and enlightening us. Thank you.
Thank you.